Alright guys, here's an update on the rear end Ford link. As you can tell, it is in. Thanks for all the suggestions on the setting this second bracket right here. What I did, right or wrong, is I came from the center of my shock tower. I dropped a line down and measured over to the center of the upper Ford link bracket, and I measured that at 14.5 inches, and that's where I set it, and that was allowing my bolt hole to line up and everything, and that's what I did on both sides. So basically, from this upper control arm or Ford link arm to the center of my shock tower, it is 14.5 inches. Now I haven't adjusted any of the angle or any of that because it's all got to come back apart, go get it powder coated, and then reinstalled. One thing I am going to do, guys, hang on, let me lift this car up just a little bit more so I can show you. Okay, what I want to do is they make, I believe it, let's see if I can't back out a little bit. Well, they make a rear sway bar, and I believe it to mount here and come down and mount to these tabs and wrap around. So I'm going to go ahead and order that and get that mounted and make sure it fits properly and everything before I do this. I did put an axle in. I just kind of slid it in, slid the axle in just to see. I wanted to look at it, getting in a hurry. But that is installed. So my measurements go back to this, from the center of the shackle, rear leaf spring shackle, to the front of this was 18 3/4. I'm sorry about the camera work, guys. I'm looking and not paying attention to the camera. And then from the center of the shock tower to here is 14.5 inches. And then the lower shock tower, or the lower Ford link control arm, actually bolts in to where the front leaf spring, or the front of the leaf spring bracket. Now you do have to drill these holes out, not by much, to get that bolt through there, but it's pretty simple. I am going to share a mistake with you guys. I actually put this rear end in upside down the first time, and I couldn't figure it out. The only thing that showed me was the curve was upside down and on the driver's side, so I thought, well, that's wrong. I know that's wrong. So I flipped it and everything went together. Really simple. So what we did is, some of the directions is, we put in the two 4-link bars. I went ahead and mounted this, and then we hung the axle from the top 4 links, and I don't have any nuts or anything on these, it's just hanging in there, but we hung it from the top 4 link first, and then we lifted the rear axle, slid in the bottom 4 links, and that pretty much held it into place. And then we came in and kind of put the shocks on it here and here, and then we installed this here, which we had to push the axle that way just a little bit to get that to mount properly. But again, it's not been adjusted, it's not done anything. This is just mocking it up to make sure everything's gonna fit. And then when I get it powder coated and back in, then I'll set all my angles and set the centering and all that stuff. So just wanted to give you guys an update on this bracket here. I read online everywhere I talked to in forums and stuff. No one had an answer, so I just made it an equal distance from here to my shock tower. But everything else, there's also they give you 4 plates, and one I took as it being a spacer because there's truly, I don't know if you guys can see, let me get, there we go. There is a gap in here when you mount this to the side like it's supposed to be. There's a little bit of a gap here. So they gave you 2 of these and they didn't tell you what they were for. So I put one here and then I put the sandwich plate on the inside, which, I mean, that's the only thing it can be for, seeing that gap there. But just to give you guys a heads up, it was pretty simple, pretty easy. I did need a second hand to hang the rear end, which I had a buddy come over and do it. He lives right down the road. So, but I want to thank y'all for giving me the comments and stuff on how to place that second one. So next step is I'm going to tear it all down after, well, I'll get in my rear stabilizer, make sure it's going to mount up properly and everything. And then after I get that done, I'll tear it all back down and take it over to powder coating and get it powder coated. Alright guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching and leaving comments. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.